everyone, and welcome to Kernel of Wisdom. I'm Joelle, and this is Peanut. So today I just wanted to take a moment to share some thoughts on that negative voice that shows up in everyone's mind that tells us really harsh things about ourselves, about how we should live our lives, about what we do right or wrong, or what we should be doing differently or better. That voice can take so many forms. May come in the form of perfectionism, may come in the form of self-blame, may come in the form of an eating disorder voice telling you that you shouldn't eat that, you have to be skinnier than everyone else. It can be competitive. It can be so many different things. But ultimately, every person has this voice, and we call it the inner critic. And the not so fun thing about an inner critic is that it's critical. But what can be really helpful in terms of taming the inner critic is a few processes that may already be starting if you're listening to this video. So the first is that you need to notice that inner critic is there. The second is that you need to label that voice so that you start to define yourself separately from it. Take a second and try something with me. Close your eyes and think back to a time that you made a decision that didn't feel right in the end, that you may regret, or that felt just unlike you, where you felt a little bit out of yourself somehow. How would you have chosen to respond in that situation? Now, what thoughts or feelings or ideas were there that chose you to choose different than that? Did it feel like you were literally possessed by something or someone else? The inner critic can be a little bit like that. It's there to try and protect you. It's trying to help you survive in the world, which can be a harsh place sometimes. But distinguishing what you want separate from the inner critic is the first step to being able to eventually argue with that inner critic for what you really want and to choose a decision separate from what that inner critic is trying to choose for you. It may be trying to protect you. It may even be abusively trying to protect you. But ultimately, you can learn to choose to distance yourself from it and acknowledge its presence and choose differently. Well, that's all I really wanted to say about that little voice and the process that can be in place to start dealing with it. If you have questions, feel free to reach out, post in the comment section below. If you have thoughts or experiences with this that you'd like to share, I'd love for the community to share their ideas too. And finally, know that this is something that happens all the time. The reason I'm bringing it up in this therapist diary is because I hear it with every single client and pretty much every person I encounter, and I have it happen to me all the time too. Mindfulness can help. It is the process of learning how to notice, label, and engage differently. So that's all I need to say there. I hope you have a great day. Happy meditating and be well. Bye.